Here with Coach Sean Kiracofe. First weekend's behind us, and we're right into another match on Tuesday, home opener. We'll get to the excitement around that against Jackson State momentarily. But Coach, give me some thoughts on this weekend. 2-1, a couple good wins there against Southern and Jacksonville. So thoughts on how the weekend went and all that sort of stuff.
First, episode 2, you said you were going to forget.
I did. I told you. I told you I was going to forget.
We want to make sure that we keep that rolling. Couldn't be happier about the weekend. Very proud of the group. Southern Miss was physical like we thought. Side story to that, one of their outsides is the daughter of somebody, a former teammate of mine. So a sophomore, and she lit us up, and it was great. So hated that she was killing us at the time, but happy, for that family and for her to come out and just to have a really good match or opening part of the season for her. So that was good. But we played well. It was shaky, but it was shaky on both sides of the net. But the biggest thing is that we fought until the end, and that was the happiest thing that I took out of that, or the best thing I took out of that, was even in the fourth set, it was like 21 or something like that. But it was like, okay, it was 24-21, whatever it was at that moment. It's like, all right, this may not go our way. They were still fighting and pushing for points, and very happy about that. Especially compared to La Tech. Not that we weren't trying hard, it's just there just seemed to be a different energy level on the court, and again, that competitive just fight for points, so that was good. But yeah, I kind of trailed off on that question. It was a great start, and turned around and bounced back against Southern, who we had seen before while they were here when we were hosting Battle for the Boot, but we did not play them. They were good and served incredibly aggressively, and it affected us. But that will be a good thing for us going forward. We were tested. We weren't, a little bit shaky and just kind of getting through by teams that weren't really pressing us serving. Southern went after it, and we had to earn those points and then figure out ways to pass and be in system. So that was good. And then a great fight against Jacksonville. They played amazing volleyball. And when I say Jacksonville played amazing volleyball in that first set. And they stuck to their scout, and they were very methodical about it. And we were not making adjustments and playing well to that, but then bounced back and won the next 3. And forced them to then make a lot of changes, where it was roster changes or just how they were approaching us, whether it was a 5-1, 6-2, spinning, their lineups in different sets. We made them do a lot of different things, and I was happy to be able to see that.
I'll ask you about the post-game handshake, I guess, with Alicia in a minute, but I want to get a couple of thoughts on the offense, particular throughout this weekend, and the way Reagan, who has seemingly fallen right into that outside position very well, double-digit digs in all 3 matches. She had 21 kills in that second match. Teresa really controlled the offense, or led the offense in that final match, 17 kills from her. But having those players like that can score seemingly at will, plus what we also saw from Olivia Samaya, those other options, very encouraging, I feel like, out of this first weekend offensively.
Yeah. In women's volleyball, you got to be able to be good on the outside to be able to win, and then you got to be good in some other positions, whether that's right side or middle, to really be a good team. But you can't win if you don't have outsides. And having Reagan and Teresa out there always is going to give us a fighting chance. Reagan has looked phenomenal in a very short amount of time of being an outside, is doing great things. And Teresa, we know, is good. And can do everything for us, and showed that this weekend again. And so they did amazing. Specifically, Jacksonville match, they were very smart in how they tried to attack us defensively and commit blocked out to Reagan. And then it was up to our setters to be able to to be able to take that information from the bench and what they're seeing, on the court, and be able to then not get into default mode of just go out to Reagan, go out to Teresa. No, we know that they can score, but anybody that has a committed defense to them at times is going to be stopped or slowed down. So being able to force things in the middle, to be able to force things against the flow to Olivia on the right side, or whatever it may be, or just to add our back row offense into the mix, to be able to then just make that opposing team pay for that committed defense. And setters did a good job of that. And then, as you already said, Samaya definitely did, Deja definitely did, and Olivia turned it up and made some big swings when we needed it the most. So that was all good stuff.
What was the conversation? I mean, like I said, Jacksonville came out, played very well, won that first set. We made some adjustments and able to come back and get the win. But I know you excited to get the win, also proud of the way Alicia London played, for sure.
Yeah, it was great to be able to see her win her first match of her career. I'm very proud and happy that, that she got to experience that. That was great. We made a nice little side bet before our match. There's a long history, and I won't go into details about eating. I hate pickles, my wife hates pickles, and we have a bet in certain matches on if I win, then she has to eat a pickle, and vice versa. So Alicia was part of the origin story of that, and so had I lost, I was going to have to eat pickles, and that's not something that I want to do. And so we had a little side bet with that, which we'll settle up later on. But it was a quick, good match. I mean, there wasn't anything extended as far as a conversation standpoint afterwards. A little bit later, after we had kind of broken away and kind of spoken to teams, we got back and talked a little bit, which was good. But I don't know, it's fun to be able to coach against, a friend and former assistant.
Well, also as a pickle not enjoyer, I'm glad you didn't have to
Yes, don't want to do that.
Yeah. Quickly moving ahead to Jackson State. Like I said, we played those two matches. We have a couple days to sort of recover and get ready for a Jackson State team that, like us, 2-1 in the opening weekend. Good wins against Murray State, against Lafayette. So a team that we got to come out and we got to keep moving forward and keep doing what we want to do.
Yeah, we have a good relationship with Jackson State, and being able to trade off a home and away every year with them, and they're always at the top of their conference. They always play us tough, and it is not something that we can go in and just look forward to Lafayette and Houston. So we know that what you just said. I mean, they've started out the season fantastic, and we're going to have to come in here and earn points. And each year they keep getting better and better, and they have more options, and which makes it difficult to defend. And we are a new team in how we are playing defense and blocking, and we've done some great things, but that still breaks down at times. And now Jackson State has a whole lot more options to be able to take advantage of that. So we're going to have to be on top of what we're doing.
Coach, thanks so much.
All right, thank you.